Hello, this is Immigration Attorney Rob Ratliff at Brennan, Manna & Diamond in Cleveland, Ohio. We have offices throughout the United States, and today we would like to talk to you about Special Immigrant Juvenile Status. SIJS, as it is called, is a pathway to permanent residency and even citizenship for young people that have been brought to this country or have come to this country and currently do not have any legal status. If you have any questions about SIJS and how it may apply to you, feel free to give us a call. Our contact information is available in this presentation. So, what is Special Immigrant Juvenile Status? Well, it is a program, it is an option for people that are currently under the age of 21. It helps kids and teens who can't reunite with one or both of their parents due to abuse, abandonment, or neglect. And ultimately, it leads to a green card or permanent residency in the United States. Who qualifies for Special Immigrant Juvenile Status? Anyone who is under 21 years old at the time of their application to immigration. We'll talk about some other age jurisdictional issues in a moment. You cannot be married. You have to be living in the United States right now. You have to have a juvenile court order that says you cannot safely return to one or both of your parents because of abuse, neglect, or abandonment, and returning to your home country is not in your best interest. You begin this process in juvenile court. You start by going to whatever your state's version of juvenile court is. Sometimes it is a family court or a probate court. The court must make specific findings. It must find that you have been abused, neglected, or abandoned by one or both of your parents, and it's not best for you to go back to your home country. A key consideration for this form of relief is even if you are in the United States and living with one of your parents, if you were subject to abuse, neglect, or abandonment by the other parent, you may qualify for this status. This family court order is your final proof for qualifying for SIJS status in the United States. Now, as I mentioned a minute ago, there are some key points to consider about juvenile court jurisdiction. In many states, you have to be under 18 at the time you initiate your proceedings in juvenile court, even though immigration allows you to apply up until the age of 21. Some states, there are a few, allow you to begin that process in juvenile court up to the age of 19, and a few states allow you to begin that process up until the age of 21 in juvenile court. Remember, the juvenile court jurisdiction is the most important aspect of this because without the appropriate juvenile court order, you cannot apply to immigration for the SIJS status. So be sure of what your local rules are in your particular state. Now, how do you apply in juvenile court? Normally, you're probably going to work with a lawyer or a guardian to file a case. It's going to be custody or guardianship or dependency. Each state uses slightly different terms. You're going to submit evidence, stories, documents, other statements from friends or family showing why you cannot be reunited with your parents or parent. You're going to ask that juvenile court judge to include specific SIJS language in the court order, and then you're going to want to make sure that that order complies with the requirements for SIJS status with immigration. Every state's process is a little bit different. Your immigration attorney may be anywhere in the country, may not be familiar with your specific state's rules, so you want to talk to a local attorney and make sure that you are getting the best advice on your local juvenile court rules. Once you have that order from the immigration court judge, the next step is to apply at USCIS, that's United States Citizen and Immigration Services. You're going to use that juvenile court order as the basis for your application. You will file an application on Form I-360. You will include with that application proof of your identity, birth certificate, other identity documents, a passport if you have one. Importantly, there is no filing fee for this form. Once that form is approved, you will then be eligible to file what is called a Form I-485. This is an adjustment of status form and it allows you to obtain a green card. You can file both forms together at the same time if there is a visa number immediately available. And you must show that you are admissible to the United States. Now, admissible is a legal term in immigration. Basically, it means that you don't have any serious criminal issues or otherwise qualify. If you entered the country originally without inspection, if you just crossed the border, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you are not admissible. The processing time for these adjustment of status type situations can be lengthy. It can take a year or longer for that to be approved. You can obtain work authorization while that is pending, however. Why would you want to consider SIJS? Well, if you entered the United States without legal status and you are of appropriate age, this may be your only basis to adjust status without leaving the United States. It goes relatively quickly. Juvenile court process can generally take just a few months. SIJS approval, that I-360 form, can take about 6 to 12 months. But at the end, you get a green card and you're in the United States while this is being processed. You're going to have work authorization, and it's going to put you on a path to citizenship. You would not be subject to deportation while this process is going on, unless you do something stupid like commit a crime or do some other bad act. This gives you a chance to build a safe, stable life in the United States, and it puts you on that pathway to citizenship. Now, there are some risks. If for some reason this application is denied, you may find yourself referred to immigration court. You also want to know that when you apply for SIJS status, it does terminate custodial rights for the affected parent. You, as a now green card holder or ultimately a citizen, may not be able to apply for status for your parents based on the grant of the SIJS and the juvenile court order. Lastly, you should also consider whether or not you are eligible for asylum. If you are eligible for asylum, you probably want to consider filing that application simultaneously with the SIJS application process. In case something happens in the SIJS process, renders you ineligible, the asylum will still be pending and could be applicable to your situation. Key consideration for asylum is that you must file that within 1 year of coming into the United States. If you were under 18 at the time you entered the United States, you should file it as soon as possible after your 18th birthday. If you have questions about supplemental immigrant, special immigrant juvenile status, or any of the things we discussed today, please feel free to give us a call or contact us. Our website and phone numbers are available in this presentation. Thank you very much.